gentlemen, review of the 100 days in office from the 1980 freedom movement, Chinhu Chedu into it. As we review this new dispensation, 100 days in office, I would want to categorically state issues of policy. From day one of this 100 days in office, that is inauguration, there is a blunder of compensating white farmers for land. Another problem which happens even on the same day of inauguration is the disrespect of our chiefs, who now sit at the terraces instead of being seated in the VIP seat. That kind of disrespect even goes further into that speech where our chiefs were not even acknowledged. Said beginning of the 100 days in office. As the days go by, we saw a cascading of events. Our dear Patrick Chinamasa minister meeting white farmers, promising them and committing to compensate for land. Something which has never been heard of. A blunder, a historical blunder, a reversal of colonialism. The 100 days in office characterized even the Minister of Lands, a retired Army General, promising to evict all illegal black farmers or black youths, consequently also issuing 99-year leases to about 200 plus white farmers on the same day. 100 days in office saw Basi Unyabadza, the CEO, condemning our people who rightfully occupied the land as invaders, and also categorically saying that land reform was a blunder. 100 days in office. 100 days in office, we saw not only that, but the propagation of the white man's agenda being pursued in Zimbabwe. 100 days in office, we saw white men being given concessions to mine raw lithium, a non-future resource being exported out of the country by this so-called new dispensation. 100 days in office, a government which does not realize that lithium is the oil of the future. It cannot be put into the hands of the minority or the foreigners. 100 days in office, we see unpatriotic moves by our so-called government, opening of doors, closing down of the 51% indigenization laws overnight, replacing it with an open door policy which we do not even understand what will our people benefit. 100 days in office, we see commuter operators being killed because of the monopoly of the new metro system which wants to be introduced in Harare, not even taking notice of how our people are going to survive, but disrespectfully trying to elbow out our local commuter operators and replacing them with these billionaire foreigners who want to operate the metro or the commuter system. 100 days in office, we saw those two people being killed for protesting against the new metro commuter system. 100 days in office, we see two people being shot in Gweru for smoking dagga. 100 days in office. 100 days in office. We saw people in Bikita shot dead by police for stealing wild birds. 100 days in office. So much blood. So much killing. 100 days in office. We saw Obetimpo, Basunyabaza, and others. CEO ignoring our parliament and our parliamentary process. We say the problem is not for those who are appointed, but by the problem is the one who appoints. The era of the Commissioner General about his competence. It is about the one who appoints. The problem is the one who appoints. The people protested the inauguration or the sitting in or the appointment of Minister of Home Affairs, and it was ignored. People protested against many of these ministers, which our dear president appointed. Which people were not happy, were not confident in. We are still not happy as a people. We are not feeling safe as a people. 100 days in office. The 1980 freedom movement goes to Mashonaland West, where they are arrested for public speech, public knowledge, common knowledge that our land is being resold to the white man for a sample. 100 days in office, it is said that we are going back into the path of colonialism. Those people, or those white farmers who colonially acquired land in Zimbabwe, have been given an extension of colonialism by 99 years by so-called soldier general parents. It's sad to know that we are actually going backwards as a country. 1983, the movement. Let's be reminded that the struggle is beginning, and the struggle shall continue. Our hope cannot be in Chamisa, because he is actually not articulating these fundamental issues. Without the land, we don't have a Zimbabwe. So I wonder what he's talking about. When he went to America with the liability, they even asked for more sanctions. And we are saying, those people who want us to believe that when they are in power things work, and when they are out of power things don't work. We don't want that. We want a system which works and which is pro-people and pro-poor. We don't want a government like the MDC government or the MDC council, which actually instituted these combi funds from the citizens, because they were also hand in glove and in the same WhatsApp group with ZANU-PF in buying the idea that billionaires can come and control the transport sector. The transport sector, the retail sector is for our indigenous people. The mining sector is for our indigenous people. Everything is for our indigenous people. We are saying the 100 days in office, the auction floors of tobacco are opening, and our people are still busy in God knows when. Indeed, everyone knows that we import tobacco and are paid in US dollars. We are saying no to that. We are saying the people who are producing to get their money. Corruption is because we are giving politicians and political parties access to the hard-earned foreign currency from our poor farmers. If we give our poor farmers money, they are going to be prosperous. And we are saying there is a blunder in this country. There is a wrong policy and direction in this country. There is a wrong system of how we are running this country. We need to go back to the ground and start from scratch and scratch one. And we are saying we need a proper redistribution of land. We want a proper reassessment of our policies, especially the scare of food security. It is a hoax, because I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm fortunate to be a doctor, but what I know and understand is that food security in itself is a hoax. 80% of what is produced is actually dirty food. Most of what causes cancers and diseases of this world. Our hospital bills translate to the bad foods that we import. So if we are not careful, whatever which is translating to this so-called development in terms of these purified and refined foods, which actually the white man is saying we want to come and produce, translates to the hospital bills or the hospital budgets that we actually have in our country. And we have a myopic government and opposition who do not understand this thing and articulate these things carefully. So I'm saying, there is nothing that a politician can give you except giving you land. In Zimbabwe, we've got a total of about 8 million hectares, of which our reserves, or where we used to say as black people, it's 2 million hectares, and the good land is in the 5 million hectares. So we are saying, in the green belt of our country, that is the 5 million hectares, those who are already outside can still fit into the 5 million hectares. We want a land reform where everyone is going to fit in and everyone is going to participate. We do not want people who participate in our agriculture owning 100, 200 hectares. No, we want a system where everyone who wants to participate in land can have a little piece of land and actually produce for our country. We believe that without land you can't give anything to our people. So we're saying land, Chinhu Chedu, Ivuredu, let's return the land to our people. This notion that jobs and foreign investors is our savior. Eastern and Western messiahs are not our salvation. Remember, we have got these 11 golden rules. We can never inherit the land without the law. So we need the law to inherit the promised land. The promised land is Zimbabwe, Chinhu Chedu. Kana tisina minda, tisina ivu, hatina nyika. Saka ngatibatanei pane chinhu ichocho vanhu venyika yedu. Tichipikisana navachamisa navaidhi Munangagwa panyaya iyi yekuti havasi kubata panyaya Chinhu Chedu. So in their 100 days analysis, they have done bad, very badly. I've heard your discussion, Nelson. People love you, I mean girls love you, but you are not articulate in terms of issues. We are saying speak issues, and these are the real issues concerning us as Zimbabwe. Without land, there is no Zimbabwe. Chinhu Chedu, Into Edu, 1980 freedom movement. Ndatenda Shigirorenyi.